Cool. So the point being, be the expert in your niche. Know everything about your sub niche and expertise in a micro niche. This is a concept known as a T-shaped expert, which my mentor was talking about. I didn't get it completely, but I'm pretty sure that down this, I'm just going to go along this journey, and I will be able to make you guys convinced of what a T-shaped expert is when you go along as we go along these classes. 1 minute, let me just let, yeah, okay. So here you go. Now, first of all, we are going to start with a software developers. So travel and tourism guys, just be patient. You guys are coming up right after this. Let me just quickly run through what a software developer is going to be experiencing during their first year working in a company. And it is not going to be a rosy journey, because I talked with 5 working professionals, 30 minutes. I had a 30 minutes call with each of them. And first of all, this is a format by which I always carry out a one-to-one conversation with my target customer. So write this down as one-to-one template, a heading, one-to-one template in your notes. So one-to-one heading. The time frame that I stick to is 30 minutes. Of course, it can exceed a certain bit of time. Totally understand. Then we exchange pleasantries and make small talk, because we have to, get comfortable, right? So we will always exchange those known aspects, talk about mutual friends and all that, but make sure it never crosses 5 minutes. Okay, so have that idea always. Keep the stopwatch running on a second phone or any other time counting device, just so that you get to be familiar with the format of how to conduct a powerful one-to-one conversation with your customer. And we spent a lot of time on the COVID effect, because I hadn't talked to these guys since we stopped going to the office, because in the office we had the opportunity to meet them a lot. No, I'm not talking about my colleagues, sorry. I'm talking about colleagues in adjacent offices, because in the the electronic city, there are always people working in similar industries in different buildings. So we can always meet these guys in common areas, right? Like cafeteria, gyms, pools, or the play area. So that's where we usually get to meet. Otherwise, the best time then we meet now right now was when I got them on a Google Meet call. So we talked about the COVID effect and how they were affected by the industry. And mind you, these guys are developers, all of them are software developers. So I can totally understand with how they were talking about getting more work, being more busy, and going very uncomfortable, becoming very uncomfortable, because companies now started leveraging the fact that now you can work from home. So the the time lost by travel is just cut out of the equation, and it makes organization of work much easier, because everything is now hosted online. You just have to log in through a remote link, that's it. Then their personal experience of working during the COVID lockdown and after the lockdown ended, how they came out of the COVID-19 lockdowns. And last, of course, I revealed the purpose and got feedback, because I wanted to understand, as a software development student, how you will accept digital marketing, whether you will be open to learning digital marketing, whether you have the skill set to understand the power of digital marketing in the software development industry. So that was my ultimate goal, and I got their feedback. And as long as they gave me feedback, I was writing down, took notes, or whether it be typing it in a Google form, Google Docs, whatever that suits you, stick to it. But make sure that this time frame is consistent throughout. You will need at least 10 or 15 one-to-ones before you get a hang of the format, because hey, that's how habits are formed. Repetition makes forceful habits. That's why repetition is needed to ensure that you guys get a good format. And finally, the last minute should be a soft close and a warm exit from the conversation. Have a very pleasant and satisfied tone as you're ending your conversation, so that you make sure that they're happy at having talked to a friend after a long time, that they're happy having shared so much information with you, which will help you refine your perception about your target market. So Any questions on the one-to-one format? Please ask me right now. Okay. If there are no questions, make sure that you have this format written down. This is very important. A 30-minute one-to-one call format with your target customer. That should be your ultimate goal. Now, in the next slide, I'm going to share with you the results of the one-to-one talk, and we'll finish it. Yeah. So, the first level of a software developer would always be to become either a website developer or an application developer. This is currently right now, with the knowledge that you accumulate from your bachelor's of vocation course, you will be able to position yourself as either a website developer or an application developer. And within website and application, there are even further specializations through which you can go to, that I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with. For example, inside website itself, you can design your website using various separate programming languages, right? Become an expert in one or at least two programming languages to ensure that you survive. Don't try to learn all of those major programming languages, it'll just be too much. But of course, you can stick with just one or two and be proficient in those programming languages as well. And similarly, application developer, you will have to choose what type of applications you want to develop, and decide on serving that particular market using one particular programming language. Again, among these five guys also, some guys, they ran into trouble because they learned too many languages initially. But of course, for you guys, it'll be much easier if you just focus down on a few languages which you are in total resonance with, which will make your job much easier as you are developing apps to serve your target market. Now, the next level is something known as systems and game developer. These are the guys that earn the big money in developing. And these are also the professions that are touted by, conventional mass media as the ones that rake in the biggest money. But there is a reality to this situation. You cannot directly go out of one simple graduation course and become a systems and game developer just like that. They need some actionable experience on having worked with systems, or having been involved in the at least core development of a team game. Only then will companies even think about hiring you full time to work with them. And of course, now since the COVID-19, there is also the era of the gig economy which has started out. These guys are not sure about how the gig economy is going to develop. That's why I've not included anything about the gig economy and the freelancer economy right now. So currently, my honest recommendation for you software development guys is to position yourself either as a website or an application developer right now in this initial as you are in your initial semester 3. Now, to become a systems and game developer, you will have to join another course, probably an advanced course, which will be available online, because there are many platforms available for online learning. And you have to choose among systems developer where you want to specialize under. And when you want to become a game developer, which area you will want to go further into. Because only then, from these two professions, whether you are a systems or a game developer only, you have the opportunity to get promoted and become a team lead or project manager as such. That's where these guys are taken in from. Only when you do the real down and dirty stuff, people are going to trust you with literally managing projects for their companies, in which you will then have several developers working under you, and it will be a very useful experience for you as well when you are working as a project manager. And of course, then comes more positions, which will take definitely years before you get there. But of course, it's the quality lead, in which completed project will come to you, and you have the complete power and autonomy to test those products out within test environments before the final project is delivered to the customer, it is the responsibility of the quality lead to ensure that the product is A-OK, then all the bugs have been verified, and only then these products are coming out onto the marketplace. So some examples of products that come out after intensive research, especially you might have noticed in the when banking transitioned from paper banking to paperless banking, a new system was implemented known as core banking system. And when core banking system was implemented, there was extensive quality testing done inside the company, which doesn't, like in companies like Infosys and Wipro, they were the guys who were selling the software to the banks. They did intense testing for around 1 or 2 years before the product was actually released to the banks, so that they can now implement the core banking systems. That is of course one example with which I'm very deeply familiar with in quality testing. Last but not the least is the business at the administration level, the big guys wearing the suits. Yeah, the big guys wearing the suits, they know their stuff, they walk the talk, they know their stuff. They have also completed high level business courses as well, and only those guys are pushed into the administrative positions because they know how to drive teams forward. So quality teams, project management teams, all these guys report to the business head, and that's where the final destination of a software developer comes. And not everyone can become a business head. That is the reality. At best, your journey will come somehow end at probably project manager or quality lead, because those are the two positions where with your subject proficiency you will be, with your coding proficiency you will be able to go forward and reach those two levels. Established companies, once they start earning beyond a certain level, they will not even hesitate to outsource, that is hire from outside business people to get in, to business people to come in and sit on their board so that they can administer the everyday operations of the company. So that's why it's going to be very difficult initially, but of course this is a conventional growth path for a software developer. And yeah, I'll take 5 more minutes. Anyway, you have a free hour, so I'm gonna take 10 more minutes so that I can finish the travel and tourism niches as well. So here you go. This is the final slide. Yeah, so the growth path of a software developer, which I understood from having done my one-to-ones. Next, of course, we are going to go into what you will be doing in each month. I'll share the slides with you so you can share it. This is a accumulated experience from all these guys. I just wrote those points down and how they are working during the first month, during the first 3 months, during the 6 months of their first year, and finally on the 12th month. 12th month is actually the time when your project managers truly appreciate the work that you have done, and start giving you more freedom, giving you more leeway, working, that you will be given more freedom to work with your flexible hours as well. They will not want to push you to an uncomfortable state. They will want you to work in a comfort zone. So that's the time, usually the 8 to 12 month is the time when you will be given a comfort zone to work comfortably with in the software development field. Now I want to go to the travel industry. Sorry travel guys to keep you waiting for so long, so I'll be quick over here. In the travel industry, of course, you will be dealing with management of assets related to helping people move around from one place to another. And a traveler is a person who goes to places and does not stay at a place. So the broad time frame definition for a traveler is a person who goes through places and does not stay at a place for more than 24 hours. Because let's face it, if people want to stay at a place for more than 24 hours, they'll have to book some place to stay, right? Then automatically you're going to come into the tourism business. You will automatically be involved in the tourism business sector as well. So for travel, it's just about people moving from one place to another and how they are going to get their movement accomplished. So that's just about the idea. So airlines, car rentals, cruise lines, taxi and ferry services, train and bus services. I know that you guys are looking, okay, this is India and we are the Indian Railways. totally government organization, right? But make no mistake, the Indian Railways has started their own digital marketing arm, and they are now looking for people to help them understand the Indian market. And just look at the Indian Railways itself. Every single part of the country has their own, like, separate branch of the railway, right? Southern Railways, Northwest Central Railway, Western Railways. I think the Maharashtra itself has like two railway divisions itself. Not completely sure, but I think two railway divisions are there in Maharashtra itself. And so just to look at it, Indian Railways, they want digital marketers a lot now, and the demand is only going to go up price. Who wouldn't want to work for the world's largest employer? I would want to work with the world's largest employer. What about you? So, definitely, if you want to qualify for the Indian Railways, you should be very serious about going along that path as well for travel guys. Then, of course, separate individual departments that come under the travel business. Again, where they need people like you. All these individual departments need people like you to serve them and help them operate the entire organization, because one industry, so within airlines itself I'll have all these departments. Within the railways I will have all these departments. Within a taxi rental company I will have all these departments. And there you go. Each of these individual departments want people like you serving them. Next, I want to go into the tourism business, where again, as you can see, cruise companies are operating. By cruise companies, what I'm trying to mention here is the shipping lines company. For example, uh, just if you, I think, where are the offices? Look, I think it's Nariman Point in Mumbai. In Nariman Point itself, there are a lot of cruise company offices present. Um, these guys basically, they have a lot of ships that are contracted to them. So, for example, 3 or 5 ships will be contracted to them. So, whenever those ships come towards Mumbai harbor or any harbor in India, as a matter of fact, any harbor in India, when they dock, these companies are responsible for arranging tourists to go on board those ships and complete a certain leg of their journey within them. Yes, Mangesh, thank you so much for that information. Thank you so much. Mangesh has given a very valid point. There are 70 railway divisions and 17 division zones. Then, of course, meeting and convention, conducting events in your city, conducting events throughout a state, conducting events at the same time. Hey, that's also a difficult task right now. And now you can even add a new segment over here, conducting virtual events as well for the tourism industry. Because right now, as long as the situation is, the lockdown situation consists in limited form in different parts of the country, virtual events will be the only way in which people can stay connected with their customer. And I have seen travel agents, tourism agencies, travel agencies stay connected with their customers by conducting live webinars and giving people the opportunity to come out there and share inside live webinars. And that is where one very useful aspect about marketing, which I want to close with today, it is the aspect of building a community. The science of building a community around marketing is something which is just brand new. It is a new instrument which has come out through social media. As social media has gone through all aspects of life, the aspect of community building has become even more easier. It is now very easy to get people together either virtually or in real time. Real time is just difficult because of COVID, but now people have no hesitation in coming over Zoom calls or Google Meet calls to meet and talk with like minded people, because that is an environment, that is a zone in which the true power of people can be expressed. And all of these people are in perfect alignment with each other, as a matter of fact. So, people are no longer bound by location constraints, but the simple aspect of being in a community, being in a group of like minded people, is the biggest superpower which a community has. This is also a new, very new emerging trend which digital marketers must be ready to recognize and harness when you step out into your power. So, I'll conclude today's class tomorrow we'll be meeting at 9 a.m. and we'll have a small practical session on how to do a website analysis. So thank you guys for being here for this full duration of this session. I'll take just one more attendance and that's it. Yeah. So all of you guys have been recorded once more and that'll be all. You guys can enjoy your 1 hour break. I'll see you tomorrow, Saturday, 9 a.m.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye.
पर मतलब हमको कुछ
Yes, Vanshika, you can ask.
now that you have to explain me those two chapters.
Sorry, Vanshika, your voice just got cut off. Repeat once more.
Repeat once more, Vanshika.
You told you explain me those paragraph, na? I have
Remind
to
me which paragraph I should explain once more.
As she's talking about, sir, she's talking about the assignments you have given.